Hello, I'm ABX and welcome back to the video. Today we're talking about house building in Minecraft, because this is a really important part of the game to a lot of you out there, and a lot of people do ask me to talk about it, but the thing is, when I'm building houses in Minecraft, I don't have the same goals as most people. I'm going after the goal of trying to make people question themselves with like a panda bear house, or a giant ocelot house, or like a giant couple of towers like this. My builds aren't designed to be these amazing things that just make everyone objectively look at and say, yeah, this is amazing. So I can't give you a guide on how to make the best build ever that your friends will all love you for and your crush will want to be with you because of, but what I can give you a guide on is how to, exactly protect that stuff, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can protect your house once you've built it by making it mob-proof. So here's 5 easy tips to make your house as mob-proof as humanly possible, so that once you've built a thing, it's not going to be blown up by creepers, it's not going to be, you're not going to be destroyed by zombies when you walk out in the morning, and it also means that you'll be protected against other players a little better too. So hopefully you do all enjoy today's video. If you do like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like the idea of like kind of house building videos, but kind of in the abstract form like this, because again, like I mentioned, I could do a polar bear house, a panda bear house tutorial, but I'm sure most people would prefer to build on what they've already got. So speaking of that, let's talk about the very first tip here for defending your house, and basically it's going to be use more windows, have more visible surfaces. So whatever you build windows out of, whether it is, leaves, whether it is glass, like most people I imagine make windows out of, just make sure you have lots of windows in your house, and the reason this is handy, I'm going to show this in my giant house that's basically all window, is because you can see pretty much every angle of your house if you position your windows well enough. So from here, I can see every single angle of my house. I can see if there's like a creeper next to my door trying to creep up on me, so I don't have to leave and just have everything blown up. I can see if there's a horde of skeletons right over there that I can't run into, and you can see all these things, including other players, by the way, which is very, very handy, from inside your Minecraft house. So as long as the inside is lit up and, the outside is well protected, it means that even though glass seems like it's the least safe material, you are actually protected from all mobs on the inside of this, as long as they don't explode on the outside. So yeah, if you have a house with more windows, you can see more stuff, and you can not die more, which is always a good thing. So yeah, that's the first little tip. The second tip is to do with the door, because it's going to be talking about the inside of this thing, and basically the door to this house, as you can see, is made from an iron door. So the reason this is made from an iron door is to keep all mobs out, because if you're playing on normal difficulty or harder, then zombies can break through wooden doors, and it's not likely they're going to want to, but if they do try and come after you and they break down your door, it's not going to be good, because then there's going to be a horde of zombies in your house. So if you want to protect your villagers, or just protect yourself in a more efficient way, try to use an iron door. Even though you do have to have redstone, I just recommend having a lever on the outside like this, and then a thing on the inside. This way you can lock it for sure like that, and then you can button it on the inside, or have buttons on both sides. Just some system where the door is locked by default, and if you really want, you can have a password, you can have something like that, to make sure other players can't get in too. So yeah, first tip is have more windows. Second tip is make sure your door is iron if you can. That's the best way to go in and out of the house. There are a few one-way doors, but most of them can be followed by mobs, because if you don't want to have a one-way door on top of your iron door, which is, this is an extra precaution in case somehow a zombie gets here, basically the third solution is going to be a moat, which sounds ridiculous. I thought the idea of a moat was entirely ridiculous, but then I realized if mobs try to follow you, so let's show you with a creeper, for instance. If mobs do try to follow you this particular way, so let's say that I'm gonna, okay, so we spawn a creeper over here, right? So the creeper's gonna follow us, oh no, okay, or try and explode. If we actually jump over this thing like this, very, very easy for us, look at how the creeper's gonna deal with it. The creeper's gonna swim in the water, and he can't swim up here instead, because, most mobs, or all mobs in fact, cannot jump from water straight up to where you are, which is a really handy little tip to know, because it means that the creeper's going to be trapped in the water the entire time. So, obviously, when near your house, if it's made from glass or something valuable, you want to watch out for creepers regardless. You can knock them back repeatedly like this, and it's going to be something pretty handy you want to do. But yeah, if you just keep them inside a moat like this, then they won't be able to jump up to your house, even though it's a really easy jump. Because the really cool thing you might not know, is that basically when it comes to mobs, they can't do parkour at all. So, for instance, if you want to make your house like this, boom, there's parkour, no mob can do it. Mobs are kind of like players using the auto jump system, where they can only jump on blocks in front of them, they can jump up to here, but they can't jump up to here. They don't have the, kind of the skill required to go, okay, there's water here, we're going to jump over the water up to here, like every single player can do. It's very easy to do, no one's going to fall in by accident, whereas the mob will just try and walk in, and then from here, you can't jump up to there. So that's the logic behind it. Having a moat on your house, not only can it look really cool, not only can it be a really cool feature, but it also will protect you from creepers, from zombies, from anything really that wants to try and follow you into your house. So yeah, having a moat actually does make some sense, and it seems a bit bizarre, but it is a really cool way to protect your house with relatively little effort that can be designed in a way that looks pretty cool too. So I think that's pretty awesome personally. But yeah, that's just the the third of the tips here, because the fourth tip is going to be one that just kind of avoids mobs altogether. So in the rare case they do spawn, you've got your glass windows, you've got your iron doors so zombies can't break down, and you've got your moats, so they're not even going to be able to make it to the inner house itself, because as you can see, really simple system like this. But, you know, assuming all of that is true still, what about the next step, which is having no mobs spawn at all? So this is something that I'd recommend for those of you that just want a big project, and you're like, well, you know, rather than dealing with all this stuff, I'd rather just have no mobs spawn at all. So obviously one solution is to light up your entire Minecraft world, so mobs can only spawn where you want them to, but that takes a lot of effort. It literally takes, you know, tens of thousands of torches. No one has that much time, but something I would recommend is torching up every single area nearby your house. So mobs can only spawn within 64 blocks of you, which means if you light up 64 blocks off your house, within every direction, then no mobs can spawn while you're inside there, and you're entirely safe if you're on the inside. So, yeah, if you're wondering the best way to do this, the most efficient way, is to use either glowstone or torches on the ground. It's entirely up to you which, they're the same effectiveness, and you have 6 blocks between each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and going in direct diagonal directions. This means that every single block between these 4 glowstone, for instance, is entirely lit up. No mobs can spawn here, even if it's dark. And the really cool thing about this is using just, I think we used about, you know, 10 glowstone, about 15 torches. We've lit up the entire perimeter of our house for about 15 blocks. If we just do that again for another few layers around the outside, what you can do, because you do the 6 layers in every direction, within, you know, like a few, maybe 100 torches or so, you can light up every single area, you know, direction of your house, and you can make it so no mobs can spawn anywhere near your house, which is, of course, a really, really awesome, you know, protection system. So yeah, tip number 4 here is you can light up every single direction of your house. All you have to do is go every 6th block in each direction like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you just do that in every single direction. Make sure you cover up any holes and everything, and then no mobs can spawn, no mobs can try and attack you, unless somehow you're outside and they follow you and you go really slowly. There's no realistic way that can happen, but just in case it does, just in case all of this isn't enough for you and you're really paranoid that even though you've got your iron door, you've got your windows so you can see stuff, you've got your moat, and you've made it so no mobs can realistically spawn, what if somehow a creeper does follow you all the way back to your base? So that's where this final system is going to come in handy. I should probably use the other creeper, but you know, we'll just spawn in more ones, because the final system is it's basically a creeper trap designed to make it so if something does follow you by accident and you're always paranoid about creepers, you can make the entrance to your base, just avoid them altogether. So the way this works is you always sprint into your base. Whenever you touch those press plates, you have to sprint inwards. So once you do that, as you can see, okay, the creeper's going to try and get to me. For some reason, he just lost me. Here, I'm over here, buddy. Over here. There we go. So when the creeper guys try to get you, he's going to fall into the hole, because it's set up at just the right interval. If you walk over the pressure plate, you fall into the hole, and they can't reroute their path finding you just in time. But if you sprint over the pressure plate, you'll make it in time. So to show you that one more time, here's what it looks like. So I've got a, let's say I've got a zombie on me. He might even die before he gets there. I'm going to sprint right over this, like so. But as soon as the zombie tries to get in here, assuming he lives that long, what's going to happen to the zombie is he's going to walk, he's going to fall in the hole, and he's going to be trapped in there. So you can do a whole bunch of things inside that hole. You can make it so, for instance, you know, there's lava in there that kills instantly, or you can just have a big kind of trap hole in there where basically the creepers go and they're not an issue to you anymore. Either way, here you can see, boom, creeper and a zombie, both trapped in there together, making friends, having fun, pretty fun stuff. So just to show you how this last thing works, in case you are curious how the creep trap works, this is one of my favorite pieces of redstone because it's so amazingly simple. If you want to make it so only you can get into your house without any worries, it's really, really simple. You just have a pressure plate. In my case, I've got 2, but let's just show you one. You have a pressure plate, you look it up to a one of these repeaters. The repeater needs to be set at 3 ticks. That's roughly the right pace. If you do 4, sometimes you know, like, oh jeez, I'm gonna fall in if I'm not careful. If you do 4, sometimes it'll be a bit dangerous. Then you want to have the redstone go into an inverter. An inverter, if you're wondering, is just a block with a redstone torch on the other side. This means that when you press on the pressure plate, you actually deactivate the pistons rather than activate them. So just like that. Next up, you want to make that go into the piston, and just like that, boom, it's done. Now, in about 0.33 seconds, a third of a second, when you press on the pressure plate, the thing will go forwards, which is enough time for you to sprint over it, like I've just shown you, but it's not enough time for mobs to go through. So just one more time to show you right here. Boom, we sprint over it, we make it. Any mob tries to go over it, they fall in the hole, which is the creeper zombie hole, as you can see. They're making friends in there. I guess they're not having such a bad time after all. So yeah, that is 5 tips to protect your house. If you do all 5 of these together, the odds of you somehow, you know, like running into issues with mobs are so ridiculously low that you can basically write it off. So yeah, if you hate creepers in survival, which is I know a lot of people's reason for playing in creative, hopefully today's video did help you. If it does, like the video and let me know. It helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like these videos. Let me know if you do want to see more particular videos, like, I don't know, how best to light up your house without revealing anything, like secret stuff, or, you know, let me know what you see with the comments down below. And other than that, I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.